it improved as it went along. I promise it did. Hi everyone, it's me, Grant the Movie and TV Guy. Hello. Grant the Movie and TV Guy, movies and TV reviews is what we do here. And we are continuing our series on Star Wars. I thought I'd do this just impromptu, got a little time on my hands before our videos we're going to do tomorrow. I thought, why not? I also have some new announcements. I know I made a new announcement last night, made a little update video. Thanks for the views on that guy. And we're going to talk about some other things that are coming in the not too distant future, next Sunday AD. But different sci-fi franchise. Kids, if your parents grew up in the 90s, ask them about it. Mystery Science Theater 3000. Alright, so we are going to talk about the next film in chronological order, and once we get to the TV shows, I should point out, we're not doing chronological order, we're just going to do it straight up. Movies. I can't keep the chronology straight of the TV shows, so I'm just going to do the movies that way. So, we did Phantom Menace, we did Attack of Clones. So next, you're thinking it's a Sith, aren't you? We'll get there, hold on. Next, technically, is Star Wars The Clone Wars. Not the TV show, the 2008 animated film. Theatrically released, it's technically a Star Wars movie. It came out in theaters. I saw it in theaters. Let's talk about it. So Star Wars The Clone Wars, got to differentiate it. Is directed by Dave Filoni, our savior. In case you're wondering, no, I'm not going to talk shit about Kathleen Kennedy, haters. She's a businesswoman. She did her job. Yeah, I know. I'm kind of chubby. I have a beard, and I'm in my late 20s to early 30s. That means I'm going to hate Kathleen Kennedy and Rian Johnson for no reason, right? Wrong. I like both of them. They're fine by me. Sorry. But I do also love Dave Filoni, and what he's done to the franchise has been wonderful. I do agree on that point with my fellow beardos. So we're going to talk about Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the movie, which did not have a very good start. I believe still the worst reviewed Star Wars movie on Rotten Tomatoes. Does it deserve it? I don't think so. Mind you, I'm looking at it in hindsight, but basically what's Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the movie about? Well, it is the first episode made, but not the first in the chronology. I believe it was like a season 2 episode is actually chronologically first in the Clone Wars series. I know it's weird. It's all out of order. They have like a thing, but basically this is a part of the Clone Wars series. It's basically a few episodes that George Lucas liked enough to fashion into a film, which is the way it is now. And what's the plot? Well, the Clone Wars have begun since the events of Attack of the Clones. Except now they're all animated and kind of look a little bit like wood puppets. And basically, Anakin and his master Obi-Wan are entrenched deep in the Clone Wars. And they introduced a new Jedi Padawan for Anakin who will become a modern legend of Star Wars lore. Ahsoka Tano, played by Ashley Eckstein as the voice. Matt Lanter is Anakin, and what's his name? James Arnold Taylor, I believe, is the guy who plays Obi-Wan Kenobi. But we do have some alumni of the series, such as Sam Jackson. Even though he's not in the series, in the movie he does the voice of Mace Windu. We also got Christopher Lee as Count Dooku. So basically, what's the main thrust of the film? Well, we're in the thick of the Clone Wars. Jabba the Hutt's son is taken, and it's up to Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka to find him, because he's being used, basically, the little baby, as leverage on the side of the Separatists to turn the tide and turn the Hutt family against the Jedi Order. And that's the plot. So, it's basically an extended episode of the animated series that's sort of also like the pilot to the animated series. That was in movie theaters and had a big, very weird Happy Meal campaign. So look, I saw it in the theaters. Wasn't impressed when I saw it in the theaters. I was, 14? 2008. So yeah, 14. I was really pumped. But then I watched the first few episodes of the Clone Wars show, wasn't too impressed, kind of went off of it. When Force Awakens came out, and it was still on Netflix, I made an effort to, because spurred on by a friend of mine who I constantly, very unfoundedly rejected his offer, like, you gotta watch Clone Wars, and I just said, it's not canon, I don't care. It is canon, and Nicholas Kime, if you're watching this, I'm eating crow, friend. You're right, I'm wrong. I will say it because before Force Awakens, I watched the movie and then watched the entire show from start to finish, the then 6 seasons of it, and of course when the 7th season came on, and I quite liked it. But we'll get to the show. Show is the movie, though, I have to admit, as far as pilots go, isn't very promising. I'm kind of looking at this movie in hindsight of what it becomes, and there's not much to say other than it is an extended episode of the Clone Wars. The animation hasn't quite been fully worked out yet. It hasn't quite gotten to the place it is, especially by the final season of Clone Wars. But it's still pretty damn solid as far as an extended episode of show was. Probably shouldn't have been in movie theaters. Would have been just fine streaming if streaming existed more back then or it wasn't in its infancy. I'm going to give, but I'm definitely not going to give, I'm going to give it a better score than Attack of the Clones because that shit was boring. I'll give Star Wars The Clone Wars the movie 3 stars. There's not much to say. The animation's kind of wonky. Voice acting's fine. Matt Lanter, it's good to have this in his back pocket considering he's only else remembered for being in Disaster Movie. And even swooping Hayden Christensen in that. If you want to see a great review of Disaster Movie, watch, or listen to rather, the Spill review they did at the time of Cyrus watching Disaster Movie, and it's done almost like Cloverfield. It's pretty freaking great. Him slowly losing his mind watching Disaster Movie. I stand by the only part of the Disaster Movie that was actually funny, at least moderately, were the Chipmunks and Head On. Everything else about the movie was terrible. And the Chipmunks one mostly got by on just how weird it was. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. So Clone Wars, not much more to say. Solid. I'll say this. The animation is always at its best in action mode. When its characters are talking, it looks really choppy. It does improve as it goes to TV, though. And by the time Disney has their hands on Clone Wars, it gets pretty beautiful. But 3 stars out of 5. This is solid for what it's worth. It's definitely better, maybe because it's an hour shorter, but it's definitely better than Attack of the Clones. This review was all over the place. Sorry. Star Wars The Clone Wars, the movie. The musical, the series, High School Musical, the musical, the series, the Star Wars. Alright. Gets 3 out of 5 stars. Yeah, solid. Wouldn't necessarily see it in the theater, but it's worth checking out at home. And up next, we will have Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith is next on the docket. Also on the docket, so now announcements. We're not going to do the usual stuff because it's Star Wars. So, trailer trash, none that I can remember. I saw it in 2008, and was there shawarma? No. As far as I remember. Alright, so, announcements. Like I said, tomorrow, probably later tonight even, we will be talking about, the first season of a show that has definitely improved as it went along on Disney+, Big Shot, starring John Stamos. The first season ends, tomorrow. I'll watch the finale, and then we'll talk about the first season. We're also going to talk about Loki coming up. Also, I did watch the first 3 episodes of iCarly. I surprisingly did really enjoy it, and I have, not only a review of that coming at the end of season 1, but a story. I have a weird connection to the original iCarly that a lot of people don't know about, which is pretty cool. So we'll get there. We're also, though, and Loki season 1, of course, but we're also going to be talking about, in the coming weeks, I got a nice little roadmap of kind of what we're doing. Friday, we are talking about Luca and fatherhood with Kevin Hart. We're also going to talk about Saturday, 12 Mighty Orphans 1, 2, 3, Without a Home or a Family, as I call it. The football version of Horsing Around from BoJack Horseman. But then also, next Tuesday, like I said in my video, for those who didn't see my video, I'm going out of town, going a little into another neck of the woods to see the Sparks Brothers. Can't wait. I'm going to be at one of my favorite theaters up in St. Louis, the Ronnie's 20 Cinema, Marcus Theater. Can't wait. And we're going to be talking later, like early evening, probably around there Tuesday night, about the Sparks Brothers. We are also going to be talking, so I'm actually going to get to see it before, and then also the 25th, we're going to be talking about F9, The Fast Saga, which is the 9th film in the Fast and Furious series. I'm checking it out. And I might even do a special version of Trailer Trash where we discuss the trailers as well as the Jurassic World trailer we're hopefully going to get in our IMAX version, a little extended preview. But we're also going to talk about, might even do a bonus video just on that one, like a Trailer Trash special edition. But then we're also going to be, along with other movies potentially next week, we're on the 29th, we're talking about we're talking Zola. On June the 30th, more than likely, or June 29th, we're going to be doing the midterm report. June is ending. We're going to be talking about, I'm going to be doing a video on the best and worst films of the first half of 2021. Basically the halfway point to the best of list at year's end for 2021 and worst of list, fun. I want to wait to see Zola because that technically comes out right under the wire on the 30th, so I'm seeing that on the 29th. Then, I know there's a lot of announcements. On July 1st, we're talking No Sudden Move, the new film from Steven Soderbergh. We're going to be talking about sometime the weekend of July 2nd, we're going to be talking about the Tomorrow War and the Forever Purge. I haven't gotten tickets for it yet, but we'll talk about it. However, on July 2nd, I do have tickets for, and I'm really excited to see this in the theater. We're going to be talking about The Boss Baby Family Business, July 2nd in the evening. We're also going to be talking about a movie I never thought I'd see in theaters, but I'm going to. I have tickets July 2nd for Summer of Soul, or When the Revolution Could Not Be Televised, which is directed by Questlove. It's a documentary on a music festival in the 60s that's been recently recovered for black artists. Looks fantastic. I can't wait to see it. I'm interested to see how it goes. And then July 8th, we're talking Black Widow. And we might even do a bonus spoiler video for Black Widow also. Unless they just decide to combine them and just say to hell with it and spoil it. And then, of course, Loki video and iCarly video down the line. Why Women Kill Season 2. All that happy jazz. Space Jam 2, hopefully with my buddy Jonathan James Winters. We're going to have a collab video on it. Yeah, so a lot to come. So we got a lot to come and good stuff coming down the pipeline. Yeah. And then High School Musical, the series season 2 also. So yeah, that'll all be next time. And until next time, I'm Grant the Movie and TV Guy. I see it all. I'm happy to share it with you. I love you all. I appreciate you all. I love our class of Mystery. I love you 3000. Be kind to one another. See you soon for more videos. Yeah. I can't wait to talk about the Clone Wars series. This is basically the preamble. All right. Thank you all. Take care.